Hi fellow Golden Bears, my name is Steve Canfield, class of 1983. I was a management major when I was at Kutztown. I am currently a member of the Kutztown University Alumni Leadership Council as well as the KU Foundation. I'm currently employed with a company called Changepoint as a senior customer success manager, and I started there in October. I want to talk to you today about virtual interviewing. Virtual interviewing is any interview where you're not sitting in the same physical room as the interviewer. It may be over phone, it may be over the internet through something like Skype or Zoom, but virtual interviewing has become increasingly popular over the last few years, and particularly now with the COVID-19 epidemic, very, very popular right now. To give you a little example, I started with my current company in October of last year. I had 6 interviews. All of them were done virtually. I never met a coworker in person until the first day on the job. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that. The odds are very good in your interviews. You're going to have a number, possibly a large number of interviews which are held virtually. So let's talk about this a little bit. What do you need to do to prepare? What's different about a virtual interview? So let's start with preparation. For any interview, whether it's in person or virtual, there are a number of things you should do. That includes learning as much as you can about the company. Not only on what's on their website, go out to Google News and also search the company name. See if there's anything recently that's happened with the company that's in the news. Look up your interviewers if you know their names on LinkedIn and see what you can find out about their background. Go through the job posting line by line and think about how your background and your training and your experience matches up and why you'd be a good candidate. And have those questions prepared. At the end of the interview, you're going to get a chance to ask questions, and it's important to remember you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. So make sure you can come out of the interview thinking, is this the type of company I want to work for? That's really important. So let's talk about what's different in preparation for an interview. First thing is background. You've got to control the environment. So instead of sitting in their office, it's going to be probably in a room in your house. So make sure you pick a room that's quiet where you're not going to be interrupted. Focus on your background. Doesn't have to be a complete white wall or anything boring, but don't have anything there that's going to distract the interviewer. You want the interviewer to be focused on you, not on a fish tank in the background or some crazy poster or something like that. Make sure there's nothing there that's going to be really distracting. And if you're going to have windows behind you, be aware that depending on the time of day, the light from outside may kind of wash you out. So be aware of that. Test your equipment, your camera, your microphone. If you can use the same sort of software they're using, like Skype or Zoom, by all means, download the free version and test it as well. But make sure that everything is working. You don't want anything to distract you in the interview itself. You want to be focused on the interview. In the interview, smile. This is really important. It will come across sincerely and add that human touch that you might not see otherwise. Try and maintain eye contact as best you can. I know you're looking at a screen, so it's a little bit weird, but periodically look at the camera. The camera may be above the screen or to the side or below the screen, but every so often look at the camera. It will come across to the interviewer like you're looking directly at them. Make sure you dress as you would for an in-person interview. But don't be surprised if the interviewer is in jeans and a t-shirt. That's perfectly okay. It's not about them, it's about you. Okay, and make sure you speak loud enough so you can be heard. Some microphones aren't very sensitive, so you may need to talk a little bit louder than normal. Last thing is after the interview, make sure you do what you would do with an in-person interview. Send those thank you letters. They're really important. It gives you a chance to stand out and reiterate why you're interested in the job and why you will do a great job in it. Golden Bears, there are Golden Bears out there doing great things. I'm sure you will too. Good luck.